Bonjour.
Oh, Joe, I want to address a couple things about the show before we get started,
Please.
if that's okay. Number one, we've got a YouTube channel, and you probably know that because you're watching on YouTube right now. It's the only way to experience this at this moment. But I know a lot of people listen to the podcast. They catch our clips on social media, this and that. I want to tell you, though, we've got a killer YouTube channel, youtube.com at Movies Baby with 5 Ys. You can find it. It's very easy to find it. And this weekend, we put up a fun video that's only on YouTube, that you can only get on YouTube, which we took our last week on Patreon. We ranked our top 10 Final Destination kills of all time. Well, we ranked every kill.
50
Thank you. We ranked every single kill, worst to best. I took the top 10, though, and I did a fun little video where, I'm kind of describing what's good about the kills, showing footage of the kills. I think it turned out pretty good. I think you might, if you like this show, you're going to like the video. So go to YouTube, our Movies Baby YouTube, check out that video, do the whole like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. We'd really appreciate it. And we're going to keep doing YouTube-specific videos over there, so you're going to want to stay subscribed and keep track of what we're doing, because you're going to get some unique content over on YouTube that you're not going to get anywhere else, and it's good content.
It's unique.
It's really unique, good content, okay?
And that's what people crave.
That's what they crave. That's what they need.
Content.
Now, number 2, if you are watching this on YouTube, live or on demand, you might notice that I've got some signature merch on.
I was gonna say, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, so
now, are you,
unbeknownst to Joe,
I just put 2 and 2 together. You're dressed head to toe, in what seems to be a logo of a bulldog with 3D glasses on.
Thank you.
I'm going as far as to say that you've made Georgia movie dog merchandise.
You would be correct, sir. You have correctly assessed this situation. Unbeknownst to Joe, I designed a logo for myself. I am a 42-year-old man with a child and a family, but I took some time out of I took some time out of my week to design a logo, a brand logo, because it's all about branding, baby. It's all about branding.
Now
it's all about branding.
You got a trucker hat with the dog on it.
So I got a trucker hat. I got a coffee mug. I got a hoodie. I'm fully Georgia movie dogged out.
So sorry, is this for sale?
It's not. It's not for sale at all. It is only exclusive to me and the show. Maybe one day this merch will be for sale.
Yeah,
if you keep subscribe to the YouTube,
so
if things go well for us, I will make this merch available for sale. Right now, the margins don't quite work.
You made your own merchandise.
Yes,
you bought it for yourself, and that's it.
That's correct.
It's kind of cool.
And then I took it offline, and now it's not available.
That's kind of cool.
It's kind of amazing. So this is the only Georgia movie dog merch that exists on the planet. But like I said, if everything keeps going well for us, and it's going all right now. It's going pretty good.
Great.
It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
But if it keeps going well, and we keep building this thing, baby, Patreon, YouTube, etc., this merch will become available for sale. I just need those margins to look a little better. I just need those margins to look a little healthier.
For the merch.
Look, I really worked hard on this.
What? You worked hard on it?
I don't want to dump this on, with all due respect to our friends at TeePublic, I don't want to dump this on TeePublic and then get a penny for every sale, okay? When it's time,
you earned
and
a
it will
lot
be time,
more than a penny.
Yes, when it's time, we will make it available for sale, but it's not time yet. Right now, it's just me, baby.
Unbelievably strange.
I think I'll just wear this every week now.
I think you should wear it every day. Like, how Steve Jobs wore his outfit. This is your outfit.
Like when Macy Gray showed up at the Grammys and just said, "Buy my album" on her dress. I really respect that.
That's good
really respected that.
You just wear that to everything.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we'll get some Philly movie freak merch. I think you just have such a nice sense of style on your own that maybe I don't want to interfere with that. You have such an adult sense of style. That's very enviable.
I appreciate that. I don't know if that's true, but I love that you said it.
I like this dynamic though. One of us just head to toe in merch.
In his own merch.
It's
not like you're wearing like Dodgers gear. No. It's a logo that symbolizes you.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. Now, speaking of YouTube, speaking of videos, the last thing I have to announce, Joe.
Oh my God.
This is another exciting surprise.
What?
Which is this is a big day because we've got a new theme song.
What?
We have a new theme song for Movies Baby. Yes, sir. And previously, if you pay attention to what we do here, we've had theme songs inspired by the Stone Ponies. That's the Weekend at Bergman's theme song. We had a theme song inspired by Smash Mouth. Yes.
Can't get enough Movies Baby.
Can't get enough Movies Baby.
Can't get enough Movies Baby.
And now,
of course,
we've got a new theme song.
I'm so hyped. How's
inspired
it go?
by? Well, I am a DIY king myself.
Apparently,
making my own
honey.
merch, and I'm inspired by the DIY kings who have come before me. And so this theme song is inspired by the DIY king of all kings, Steve Albini.
Oh.
Because we're entering our punk phase.
Oh,
Joe.
we are?
Okay, yes.
Fuck
This
yeah.
is officially us entering our punk phase.
Nothing more punk than
we're
wearing
getting
your own
real
merch
freaking
head to
nasty. But I made it myself, baby.
Okay.
I made it myself.
Yeah. That rocks.
And let's kick this thing. Let's hear this theme song. All right, Carson, can you roll that theme song, please?
The backbone of this country is the independent film critic. The power of movies must be protected. The best thing about movies is the feeling they give. It's a feeling I want to feel every day. Movies, baby! Movies, baby! Movies, baby! Movies, baby!
I love it, Rambo.
What'd you think?
I love it.
What'd you think?
I fucking love it.
How you feel now? Do you feel hyped? Do you feel ready to go?
I feel great. I appreciate all of the references in the theme song to all these great movies that we love. Period.
I'm psyched.
I mean, you got Flo in there.
I got who?
Flo. Your movie. Flo.
Oh, Flo, the movie.
You love the movie Flo, and you got it in the theme song.
You want to know what what my first thought was?
Sure.
The progressive spokesperson.
No, not her.
You
put the movie Flo in the theme song.
I love Flo.
Yeah,
Flo
yeah.
got a little shout out.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant and Bridget Jones' Diary.
saw that. Very
Bitter
nice.
Tears of Petra Von
No, you had
Kant.
you had.
I put some in for you too. What did I put in for
put
you?
Nashville. Got John
Nashville,
DeMons, Argento in there.
Yes.
You got
Heat.
stuff.
Heat.
Oh,
That's a shared. That's a shared love.
We do
Yes.
love
Yeah.
it. Yes. Anyway, great stuff.
So
man.
I wanted a theme
That
song
was
that just is
awesome.
going to get us psyched every
I'm
week,
pumped.
ready to talk movies, and I'm pretty psyched now because this weekend we saw Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. I saw the live-action Lilo and Stitch. It was the biggest fucking Memorial Day weekend ever. What a great weekend for the movies. We're going to talk about all that. Plus, in the second half of the show, for Patreon subscribers only, that's patreon.com/moviesbaby with 5 Ys, we are going to be ranking all the Mission Impossible movies, all 8 of them.
Yeah.
Worst to best.
That's kind of our own personal Mission Impossible. They're close.
It is.
There's a lot of good stunts.
It's
lot
an
of good cruise
impossible.
moments.
It's an impossible mission because so many of them are so good, kind of at the same level.
They're all
but
very-
but for different reasons.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
We'll
Stick
get into
around
all
for the
of it. We'll get into all of
Patreon.
it. So that's in the second half of the show for Patreon subscribers only. Sign up, 7-day free trial. Check it out. You're not going to want to miss. Today's the day to do it because this rankings they're going to be definitive.
Yeah.
And they're going to be shared. We have to agree
Yeah.
on the same list. And it's going to be a freaking bloodbath, okay?
Yeah,
okay?
you got to kill some babies.
You're not going to want to miss that. But first, Joe, we got to talk about Cannes.
We have to.
This week on Movies Baby, the 2025 Cannes Film Festival wrapped up over the weekend with their big awards ceremony and a bunch of high-profile sales and lots of Oscar buzz. But I just have one question, Joe. Can Joe and I get an award for how well we predicted the freaking Cannes, please? Oh, my God. A month ago, before the festival even started, Joe and I did a Cannes fantasy draft. This was only for Patreon subscribers. And we both drafted teams of 5, right? Which is, there were 21, 22 films in official selection. We only drafted teams of 5 each. These are the movies that we thought were going to do the best at Cannes, okay? Spoiler alert, we fucking crushed it. We fucking nailed it, okay? This was a month ago. Now let's take a look at the actual winners first before we tally our scores. The Palm, the big one, the big award went to Jafar Panahi's It Was a Simple Accident.
Love it.
Iranian master Jafar Panahi. He's sort of won some smaller awards at Cannes before. He was deserving, and it was his time to get the Palm. You got to love that. Juliette Binoche handed him the award and said, "Good job, buddy."
Amazing stuff from Iran. This movie, he got sent to prison for some of his previous films, and he's been clandestinely making films for the past decade almost. And this movie is a series of stories that he heard while in prison in northern Tehran that he turned into a movie, secretly, and then premiered at Cannes and then won the Cannes Film Festival. I mean, that's as powerful an artistic statement as anybody can make.
Amazing. And I know, these guys, Kiarostami, Mohammad Rasulov, Jafar Panahi, a lot of the Iranian masters have been working for a long time, but it feels like we are in this sort of Iranian golden age moment with Mohammad Rasulov last year with Seed of the Sacred Fig, now Jafar Panahi winning the Palm. Iranian film is really having this big moment, and it's like you said, it's a hard fought moment because all these films, everyone puts their lives on the line and the cast and the crew put their lives on the line to get these movies made. So good God,
I think we're feeling in the West the influences of the new age Iranian cinema.
Yeah.
And new wave Iranian or whatever that whole movement was the past 20 years. And now we're finally realizing, the masters of not finally, Can and others have known, but now it's really undeniable. Iran is just home to some of our great masters.
Yeah, it does feel like it's coming into the mainstream a little bit more. Kiarostami, of course, has always been a Criterion Collection favorite, but it does feel like there's some new sort of focus on Iranian cinema, and it has to do with the quality of the films first and foremost.
And as government oppression spreads across the globe, essentially, we resonate with
very
the Iranian plight
very
more
resonant
and more.
stories. Yeah, absolutely. Now, coming in second with the Grand Prix award was Joachim Trier's Sentimental Value. Another one, this is the guy who did Worst Person in the World, and he's reteamed with Renata Renzve for Sentimental Value. Apparently, Stellan Skarsgård is great in this. We got one of the Fannings. Which one of the Fannings? Elle Fanning is in this. I know you're very excited about this movie, Joe.
I think this movie is going to be amazing. I really thought it was going to win the Palm. Grand Prix is not so bad.
Not so shabby.
Not so shabby.
He'll have his day.
I do want to take a moment to roast someone.
Please do.
And I want to point a finger. And I want to blame. I want to play a little blame game right now.
I can't wait for this.
I want to blame somebody for the loss. This Mr. Trier's loss here for the Grand Prix.
So you think this was unfair? You think he got robbed?
I think he got robbed. And I know exactly why. And it's not Juliette Binoche, the head of the jury's fault. No, folks. It's Charlie XCX's fault.
Okay, explain.
Charlie XCX, if you didn't open your mouth
what is he,
and
I don't know
write
about this.
Joachim Trier Summer up at the big concert,
right,
then everybody wouldn't know. It wouldn't have been a bit. You would have kept him a secret.
Yeah.
And then he would have won the Palme d'Or. But since you made him popular and everybody knows about him, now it's not cool anymore.
Too hyped too soon.
Panahi's going to win the fucking Palme d'Or. Charlie XCX lost Joachim Trier the Palme d'Or.
Wow.
Sorry.
You're on notice, Charlie XCX.
She's a cinephile.
Don't mess with forces that you don't understand.
Don't next concert, next Palme d'Or. I want to see Panahi Summer, and then Trier's going to win the fucking Palme d'Or.
Wow. Okay.
Do you agree?
All right. Well, walk me through what happened here.
Let's just move on.
I'm barely hanging on to this.
That know I'm correct.
Because I saw Elle Fanning wearing a shirt at Cannes that said Joachim Trier
That's
Summer.
in reference to.
Okay, I didn't know this. Okay, go ahead. Tell me.
Charlie XCX had a big in the Brat concert, one of her finales or one of her recent concerts. She had a big montage up on the screen that was like David Cronenberg Summer. Joachim Trier Summer.
Can you imagine all the fucking Gen Z on whatever drugs they use now out there being like, Joachim Trier Summer?
And Charlie XCX in her brilliance and her cinephilia wrote that. I'm joking, of course. That's awesome to have written up on a giant concert
She's
wall.
not in the movie.
No, she just loves movies.
Okay.
So she had all these artists she was referencing. It's like going to be their summer.
Got it.
And one of the standout memeable ones was Joachim Trier Summer.
She spoiled it.
And then I just think that Binoche was like, I'm not giving it to a meme.
That's right.
Can't Brat Summer.
That's what happened.
I'm going to give it to the Iranian dissident.
I mean, look, yes, but Binoche was already I was leaning towards Panahi, and that just pushed her over. That just was the little push she needed.
When someone on the jury went, well, it is Joachim Trier Summer, she said, fuck that.
Fuck that.
Grand jury.
Yeah.
Fuck that. No Palme.
I was in blue.
No Palme.
Fuck that. I was in
no
code
Palme.
unknown. Fuck that shit.
No Palme for Mr. Trier.
And then jury prize was a split vote. Went to Oliver Lax's Surat and Masha Shalinsky's Sound of Falling, which was another big buzzy
Where'd you
movie.
hear about those two films, Brett?
From us.
Oh, movies,
From us
baby.
a month ago.
Oh, when we fucking picked those random ass fucking movies, Surat's not random, to win.
I'm just all right. Well, let's get all right. And then director was The Secret Agent, which is also getting a lot of buzz because Wagner Moura won actor. The Secret Agent looks like it's going to fucking rock.
And Best Actress, dude.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Or no.
Yeah, he won an actor for Secret Agent.
He won Best Actor.
Yeah. And then one of the actresses in The Little Sister won Best Actress, Nadia Maliti. And then Best Screenplay went to the Dardenne Bros.
I like that. I mean, Brett.
For Young Mother's Home. Now let's look at let's get to our picks. Okay, so that's who actually won.
Yeah.
And we've been talking all this shit about how we're the prophets of Cannes.
Yeah,
all right,
we are.
Here's the freaking proof, people. Okay. Joe's first pick, his first pick in the draft. This is a month ago. Joe's first pick to win the Palm was Sentimental Value, the Joachim Trier movie, which won the Grand Prix second place. Not too shabby. My first pick to win the Palm is the movie that won the Palm. It was just an accident, directed by Jafar Panahi.
Take your fucking lap.
That is a month ago, people. A month ago. And that brings me, you picked a bone with Charlie's XCX. I want to pick a bone with our good friends, we love them, Tom Quinn and Neon.
Get 'em.
Okay? Because all the headlines coming out of Cannes this weekend was Neon does it again. Neon wins its 6th Palme d'Or in a row. And look, that's an incredible achievement. That's like
it's insane. It's like Michael Jordan winning.
Yeah, it's one of those records, you know, that's never going to get broken. It's impossible. They won 6 Palms in a row. That's incredible. All right, so all credit to Neon. That's great. But let's get a freaking reality check here, people. Neon won the Palm. They bought the U.S. distribution rights to It Was Just an Accident last Thursday, okay? They didn't produce the movie. They didn't pay for the movie to be shot. They weren't like creative collaborators in the movie. They roll up to Cannes with their checkbook and they buy the one that everyone says is going to win a couple days before it wins, okay? That's what's happening here. And look, God bless. I love that this movie is now in the hands of a really accomplished indie distribution studio that knows how to market movies, that knows how to get butts in seats. I'm glad it went to Neon. But let's pump the brakes on this. Neon is the Palme d'Or, master, and Tom Quinn is the Palme d'Oracle and all of that. I'm the fucking Palme d'Oracle. I picked it a month ago, before the festival even started. Tom Quinn rolls up on Thursday after everyone's already seen the movie and says it's going to win the Palme and busts out his checkbook. That's not Palme d'Oracle. That's Palme checkbook, baby. I'm the Palme d'Oracle because I picked this a month ago before it was fashionable. And Joe picked the fucking Grand Prix, okay? Show some respect to the true prophets of Cannes, the fucking dog and the freak, okay? We're the true prophets of Cannes, not Neon and Tom Quinn, who, God bless, are going to do very well with the the distribution of the movie. And also, Mubi bought a bunch of the international distribution rights, so really Neon and Mubi shared the Palm this year. But guess who won the Palm? Jafar Panahi.
You and me.
We predicted it, but Panahi won it. I just don't like this. Like, Neon wins the Palm. Panahi won the Palm. Ooh. Neon rolled up on Thursday with their checkbook and said, "Can we please distribute this really good movie in the United States of America, sir?"
It will be fun as we now go towards award season.
Yeah.
Mubi, to your point, all jokes aside, did buy
so many movies.
Ton of movies. Sound of Falling, Lynn Ramsey, Mastermind. Basically all the ones that are marketable they bought, except Sentimental Value.
Movie's about to take over.
It was fucking crazy, Brett.
Yeah.
But, Neon has Sentimental Value.
Yeah.
Sentimental Value is going to be a Best Picture contender.
Yeah.
I bet it'll be nominated, and it'll be fun to watch Neon and all of their experience winning Oscars beat Mubi, which probably has like 4 Best Pictures sitting in their slate, and just watching Neon work. Like, it'll be fun to watch the campaigns.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. The new kid on the block, Mubi. I mean, they ran an excellent marketing campaign for The Substance last year. I mean, nobody thought The Substance.
I'm not saying they're inexperienced. I'm saying Neon's won some Oscars now.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Like Parasite.
For sure.
Fucking Honora.
Yes.
Yes.
They're now the establishment.
They're
now the
good at
indie
this.
establishment.
They're good at this.
Yeah.
I would
and
be
Mubi's
nervous.
new kid on the block. It's going to be fun to see Neon
fun.
versus Mubi.
It'll be fun.
I love that. That's what the Oscars is going to boil down
for us.
to.
That's what it's going to boil
but who
down
knows for everybody?
Or as
probably.
you're saying, maybe Panahi runs away with it. I doubt he'll be nominated.
No, I mean Panahi's. It'll be.
Nobody will know what that movie is ever.
Yeah. Now here is the final scoring, because we gave points for our fantasy draft for the Palm, the Grand Prix, jury prize, director, actor, screenplay, various points, for how important or big the award is. So it was pretty close, Joe.
Who won?
You got 30 points overall.
That's a lot.
Because you got Grand Prix, you got jury prize, and you got Best Actress.
Yeah.
For 30 points.
Damn.
But unfortunately for you, I got 35 points.
Damn.
And so I am taking the Cannes 2025 fantasy draft because I got Palm, half of the jury prize, and screenplay. Thanks to the Dardennes saved me. The old canned stalwarts.
Gosh,
the Dardennes.
darn it, Dardennes. Anyway, an amazing fest.
But the fact that we both, look, 35-30, we racked up the points. We racked up. I didn't even mention that we both picked the jury prize winners.
It's crazy. We
picked the top 4,
It's
dude.
crazy.
Come on now.
The only movie we didn't pick that won anything was apparently this movie, The Station Agent. Is that what it's called?
Oh, no, The Secret Agent.
The Secret Agent.
Secret Agent.
The Station Agent, different movie.
Yeah.
The Secret Agent. Well, apparently this thing's fucking great.
Yeah, we slept on The Secret Agent.
That's I'm not saying we did a great job. I'm just saying, like, I got to check out this Secret Agent.
I can't wait.
I cannot wait.
I love Wagner Moura.
Me too.
It's going to be great.
He's always cool looking.
So I don't know, what
do we win?
I just want to be clear. Like, are you guys understanding what happened? Like, we picked the top 4, and our top 2 choices were the top 2. Like, do we get like a position now? Do we get like an official position for this?
We didn't read the reviews a month ago.
These movies hadn't.
Nobody saw.
Nobody had seen these movies yet.
They didn't exist.
We just understand.
They were editing it.
Dynamics, vibes. We understand trajectories. We understand Binoche's mindset. Okay,
we understand her intimately, and we
did. I not sit here a month ago, Carson. You got to go find this clip. Did I not sit here a month ago and tell you? I think because of Juliette Binoche's work with Abbas Kiarostami and her love of Iranian cinema, she's going to pick Jafar Panahi. I was fucking right.
You did say that on the podcast.
And I'm just saying, look. I mean,
who are you mad at?
I don't know. I'm just mad that we don't get anything for this. I'm mad that we don't win our own award.
Well, maybe.
Because I'm so impressed by us. I'm so proud of what we did here.
We have to get money and beat Tom Quinn and Mubi at their own game. We got to go to Cannes and we got to buy winners ahead of time. We'll be there 3 weeks before him going, sentimental value? Yeah, give me that for 50%. No one's going to want that. Just undercut them because we're so far ahead.
I know. This is like the gambler's fallacy, though. As soon as we put money on the table, we're picking the stinkers.
No.
Our track record's good, though. Our track record is freaking
You are
good.
terrible at gambling.
Our track record is good.
I've seen you gamble. It's
good.
ugly.
I've only gambled twice.
Well,
I think I won one of them.
Yeah, you got to fight with
on
the whole
sports.
table, and you got to fight.
Oh, you're talking about blackjack at Vegas?
Yeah.
Well, that man was in the cowboy hat was very rude to me.
You got in a big fight.
He was very, very rude to me.
Right. Well, anyway,
I can hit on 15 if I want. Fucking Joaquin Phoenix in Eddington looking motherfucker.
It was a great festival. Everybody flying home now from Cannes. Oh, so tired. But the movies are the movies. I can't wait till they come across the sea and we can see them in our beautiful.
I cannot wait.
Los Angeles movie
Well,
theaters.
and we got some pretty big movie stuff happening stateside too, Joe. Because holy shit, can I get a one shot? I gotta talk to you about the box office, baby. This week on Movies, Baby, the 2025 box office resurgence hit a new high point this weekend with the biggest Memorial Day weekend ever. That's right. The hits keep on coming this year, baby. Hollywood has never seen a Memorial Day weekend quite like this, and it's all thanks to that little rascal Stitch and that old salty dog Tom Cruise. Carson, show me the money. And by money, I mean the weekend box office returns. This one being a long weekend.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
So number one here I'm seeing, Brett, is Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch.
Made $183 million this
domestic.
Weekend. Domestic.
And it added another 159 internationally for a grand total opening weekend, Joe, of $341 million on a very reasonable budget of $100 million. Because you'll remember part of the Snow White debacle is that thing cost like over $200 with all the reshoots and everything. They just came back with Lilo and Stitch, $100 million budget, and it's already made $341 opening weekend. It will be the first American billion-dollar movie of the year. Count on it. And it's going to be, it might end up being the biggest movie of the year. American. It's not going to catch Neja 2, of course, the Chinese movie that made over $2 billion and counting. But it's on its way to being the biggest American movie of the year. We still got Superman, Jurassic Park, etc., but I don't know if they catch this train, baby. This train is off and running, and it ain't about to slow down anytime soon. Now, I want to give you some context, Joe, because the previous Memorial Day weekend record was 2013 when Fast and Furious 6 and The Hangover 3 drove a $314 million box office total. Remember that number. And then the individual record for a movie was Top Gun Maverick, which did $160 million in 2022. Both of those records got smashed this weekend. Lilo and Stitch is now the biggest Memorial Day opening ever for an individual movie with those numbers that I just recited to you. And then in total, in total, all the movies out this weekend did $325 million domestic. So that's the biggest Memorial Day weekend ever. And it wasn't just Stitch. Stitch didn't get there on its own. We also had the new Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning sort of holding around projections at $77 million. And then added
that beautiful second week for the third winner here.
Dude.
Final Destination Bloodlines piling on an additional $25 million domestic in its second week. That's huge, Brett. If it opened week one with $25 million, Warner Brothers would have been psyched.
Like, okay. Yeah. And that's like a 60% something drop, and it's still at $24.5 million. That's amazing for what is a sort of mid-budget.
It's almost at $100 million. It's Final Fantasy VII or Final Destination 7.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Thunderbolts in week 4 is in the 4 slot with $173 million domestic cum so far. Yeah. Now it's not looking nearly as impressive, is it, next to that Lilo and Stitch? Thunderbolts, we both said it's a good return, and we were happy for Marvel, but really, honestly, pales in comparison to how freaking thrilled Disney must be about this Lilo and Stitch re-release, this live action thing. But Brett, I am
they really swept Snow White under the rug quick.
Yeah, right. I know. Why
they're back? Okay. They're back.
Disney's doing so good. Yeah. Disney Plus is doing tremendous. ESPN's getting figured out, and Lilo and Stitch and their box office and Marvel's getting figured out. It's just so great. But Brett, I'm worried about these live action releases. This feels like the end of the line. They're running out of movies, is what I'm saying. Yes. That's a different problem. I know they got Tangled. They got all that.
They put Tangled on hold, but now I'm thinking with the success of Lilo and Stitch, they probably put it back into production. But I mean, Tangled ain't got that Lilo and Stitch magic. I mean, Lilo and Stitch. I mean,
they'll do Frozen one day, and then that'll do.
That's it. That's it. Because Lilo and Stitch was one of the last in the vault to that hadn't got the live action treatment, that had the juice to really go the distance. Frozen is the other one. Frozen's the other one.
Lilo and Stitch
guys,
numbers,
don't do Tangled. Do fucking Frozen.
Yeah.
Do fucking
Seems like
Frozen.
a no-brainer.
Yes. Oh, and the songs. Oh my god. Yeah. And also like, keep the casting. I want Idina Menzel in this fucking movie.
Well, they're not going to. That of course won't happen. But I love that.
Can you imagine Idina doing fucking Let It Go? Come on.
And can I say one last thing about the box office numbers here, Brett?
Yes.
I want to say a big congrats to My Little Movie That Could. Friendship with $5.7 million for its
wide release.
Yes. On only 1,000 screens.
Yeah, not like super wide release.
Only 1,000 screens, but it's wide release from A24. It's comedy, and in its third week, first of wide, 5.7, almost $6 million domestic, bringing it up to $8.3 million.
Yep.
I just want to say, I know that 5.7 isn't lighting the world on fire, but actually in 1,000 screens, per screen average $5,400. That's awesome. That trends incredibly well. This movie's is going to be by next week over to the $10 million mark. It's a small indie comedy.
Yeah. It doesn't even have a posted budget, which means the budget's probably like $5 million. Yeah.
I'm just like, this is such good news for me and you and people that love comedy movies. That's the whole point. The whole point is I want comedy back in the movie theaters.
Joe, I want to say, because I was a little harsh on Friendship when we reviewed it. I think I gave it 2.5 stars. But I also like,
No, you liked it.
I'm rooting for it hard, and I want more movies from that team. I went I saw it again last night with Amy, because Amy, my wife, hadn't seen it yet.
You did?
Yeah. And I'm gonna bump my review up to 3. It was
respect.
It was because you know what it was I still had overall the same feeling that it was very funny, but just didn't really come together as a movie satisfyingly enough for me. I had that same feeling, but I was more focused on the funny part than like the movie not coming together on the second viewing. I think
it's just so funny.
It's just so funny. All the hype was gone. I was just enjoying the jokes, and it was just so funny. So I don't think not a great movie for me, but I think I'm gonna go 3 stars. Good.
And
movie.
if you're on the fence, just so you know, I thought it was a gem. I gave it 4.5 stars. Yes. I thought this movie was fantastic.
And predicted that it'll age very well, which I think is a good prediction.
People will be quoting it like they do a Will Ferrell movie.
I actually think it's gonna age terribly. I think it's gonna be like a Terry Southern movie. You know, when you watch like Terry Southern movies on Criterion, and you're like, this hippie nonsense.
You're wrong, silly. That's so silly. This is gonna age lovely. This is gonna be a gem. It's gonna be like an early Albert Brooks.
I don't know. All right, mark it. You heard 2. We have two prophecies for the future of friendship.
Anyway, exciting week at the box office. Congrats to all the winners except The Weeknd, the artist The Weeknd, whose Hurry Up Tomorrow is just an ugly flop.
God.
Anyway, Brett, Well, sorry, it's your
well, I just want the last thing I want to say is what you've been pointing out, which is that yes, Lilo and Stitch, carried the majority of the money this weekend, but this was a team effort to get to have the biggest Memorial Day weekend ever. This was a real team effort, and it was the snowball effect. I mean, we didn't even mention Sinners still in double figures after what are we in fifth or sixth weekend? And you know what? I was at a kid's birthday party yesterday with my son Sandy, and a lot of the parents were talking movies. And multiple people were like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go see Sinners this weekend. I still haven't seen it. And I was like, of course. This is the snowball effect of, like, you can't just have one movie hit. You need week after week after week these movies hitting, because then when you get to, like, a holiday weekend like this, everyone's catching up on the things they haven't seen. And that's what we're seeing with Sinners, Thunderbolts, Final Destination here, in addition to the big tentpoles, Mission Impossible and Lilo and Stitch. This is how you get Hollywood back on track. This is how you save the box office, is not just relying on Disney to come save the day, but Disney does what Disney does, and you have all these other movies hitting, surprise hits, sleeper hits that just sort of compound snowball. That's how you get a $325 million Memorial Day weekend. So congrats to everybody on this list, from A24 to Disney to Warner Brothers.
It's not just because they put them out. Bloodlines and Thunderbolts and Sinners and Friendship are good.
Yeah. Yes.
They're good movies.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, you make good movies, people will turn up. Don't forget that part.
So let's talk about one of those. Let's start with one of those movies on that list, which is Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. This week on Movies Baby, Tom Cruise is back doing what he loves, hanging off of airplanes and putting butts in seats in movie theaters. Joe and I saw Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and we're going to tell you what we think. But first, some of the details about the movie. This was directed by Tom's pal, Christopher McQuarrie, who's directed everything since Rogue Nation onward. He's been every other director only had one movie, and then McQuarrie's had the whole second half of the franchise.
And they did Top Gun Maverick together. I
think they initially met on Valkyrie when he was like
Valkyrie.
He didn't direct Valkyrie.
He was the screenwriter.
Screenwriter, thank you. Yeah,
and then he directed Jack Reacher.
That's right. Yeah,
where Tom was like, "Oh, he's good at action."
Yes.
Then he did the MIs, and then they did Top Gun Maverick together as well.
Yes.
So these guys aren't just like collaborators; they are business partners and have been for almost a decade in a very serious way.
Yeah, and it makes sense that he came on the franchise when he did, because this is one of the things I like about the franchise, and we'll talk about this more in the Patreon second half of the show. The first half of the franchise is like all these hotshot directors getting a shot at a Mission Impossible. De Palma, Wu, J.J. Abrams, Brad Bird. And then the second half of the franchise is just like the business half. It's like
I like
Tom and Christopher McQuarrie and Paula Wagner and that whole team just closed ranks and said, all right, we know what we're doing, and now we're just going to do it with this team. So you get this this incredible sort of two halves of the franchise, sort of, just all over the place first half with every director trying their version. Good, exactly. Right. And then you get the second half, which is really Tom Cruise's half, with his guy Christopher McQuarrie.
It works very cool as a franchise.
It really does.
When you watch it.
It really does. So the movie stars, of course, Tom Cruise. Also, we have a lot of series regulars back. Haley Atwell, Ving Rhames, the only other person to be in all 8 Mission Impossibles besides Tom Cruise. Simon Pegg, Angela Bassett as the president. Plus, you had some old fan favorite Easter egg actors in this. Henry Czerny, who's Kittredge from the first Mission Impossible, who I love. Maybe my favorite character in the whole franchise is Kittredge.
So disagree. The fact that they brought him back was so
Kittredge.
Offensive.
Mr. Hunt.
Kittredge, you mean? Oh, okay. No. Kittredge is that guy.
Oh, no. You like Kittredge. All right. Rolf Saxon is William Donlow, who is the guy. Okay. One of the funniest, we'll talk about. Let's just get into this now, because one of the funniest parts about Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning is that the guy who worked in the CIA in the first Mission Impossible, who gets his office broken into in that incredible coming down from the ceiling
when he comes
thing,
down in the big white room and he steals the computer.
Well, if you ever wondered what that guy's been up to, that's kind of what the entire movie Dead Reckoning is about.
It's so silly. No, that's it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just that guy from Mission Impossible 1, just the random guy. He got in trouble at the CIA
for
the Tom Cruise, but he got fired, and they shipped him to Siberia. He met a beautiful, lovely Inuit woman, and they crafted a life together for 20 years. I swear to God. They crafted a beautiful life together in the Arctic. And then...
and Tom was like... Yeah. At one point, Tom's like, hey, I'm really sorry about getting you fired because of the down from the ceiling thing.
And he's like, stop.
Don't apologize.
Don't ever apologize for that.
I'm grateful to you. You gave me my life. I met this beautiful woman, and we made a home here. And I live off the land now because of you.
He was like,
damn,
every day,
coming back with a vengeance.
Every day, I fucking prayed to God to thank him for bringing me you. and all that you have done for me. So the entire movie is a gigantic piece of like Tom Cruise propaganda, which is great. I love Tom Cruise. I don't mind, but it is funny. Like the entire thing is just every character going up to Ethan being like, Ethan, I swear this is like one of the lines Hallie Atwell says. It was like, nobody should have technology that can destroy the world. Ever. But if one person could have it and corral it and use it for good, it would be you. And I mean that non-ironically. It's like, all right. You know, and it's just a lot of
That's what the movie is about. The movie is like...
it's a lot of that.
Thank you, Tom.
It's a lot of thank you, Tom. And I didn't mind it. And it wasn't like... It was a lot of it. It certainly had parts that were like silly. And I think in this movie, the bad parts are bad. And the broad stuff is broad. And the eye roll stuff is eye roll. But man, oh man, they back up that broadness with the fucking stuff. Like,
I agree.
Oh, it's big and broad, and Ethan's, Messiah figure. But you know what? You know why the Tom Cruise propaganda hits so good?
Because it's
motherfuckers fucking flying off in 150 mile per hour biplane, jumping onto another one, spinning, flipping, and looking good while doing it. There's a scene in this movie when he's like running on a submarine, and he's working out running, and he's just wearing like little black boxer shorts, and he's just naked essentially running on the thing. This fucking, has anybody ever looked this good this age? How old is this man? He's 60 years old. This man looks good. Tom Cruise, we get it. He is a freak. He's a freak of nature. He's a freak.
62.
He's a freak of the mind. It's like these like Tom Brady, LeBron James type characters. They're just like unconquerable freaks of humanity.
He has a professional athlete mindset. He's like a professional athlete who's an actor.
He is a madman. He looks amazing. The stunts are incredible. And that's what they built the whole franchise off of. Good idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Joe, I agree with your assessment. I thought, on the one hand, this movie did all the things that I hate in big franchises, particularly in the first like 15 to 20 minutes. There's like 8 MacGuffins. There's the fucking submarine and the computer and the code and the this and the this little USB drive and then this little USB drive and then the poison pill. There's like
so
8
much
fucking
explaining.
MacGuffins.
Oh my goodness.
There's so much like lore slogging through lore.
So much
of we got to connect the threads with the previous ones, installments. There's so much but they also like assume that you remember everything from particularly from Dead Reckoning. So
and 3 and 1.
Yes,
you gotta know
they
one.
Call back every. They call back every installment, and so there's a lot. They literally did everything that I always talk about that I hate about franchises.
Yeah.
On the other hand, as this movie went on, I really fell under its spell because at its heart, it's still just what Mission Impossible has always been, which is what you said, which is an ode to the last great movie star and an ode to movies. And what I liked about this installment was they made that more literal in the actual plot of the movie. This movie is essentially an analog versus digital epic. It's like an epic for our times. And I don't mean that it's...
I like the theme.
I love the themes. And I'm not saying it's a great movie, but it is a like epic for this age, because the more the movie went on, I was like, oh my God, this is... Because the plot is there's like an AI supercomputer who has become so powerful that has like got control of all the nuclear arsenals and is about to launch nuclear war if Tom Cruise can't stop it. And the only way he can stop it is he has to rely on, they say this in the movie, he has to rely on like analog technologies because that's the only way to evade the supercomputer's eye is to go analog. And so the more so it's like, old planes and like figuring out a way to get to the submarine through this like these back channels and stuff to evade the AI. And the more this movie goes on, I was like, man, this is all coming together for me. And there's a really interesting message here, which is that Tom Cruise, he's not just trying to save movies. He's trying to like save human culture. And nobody asked him to do this, but God bless him for putting this much work into it. The whole movie is like Tom Cruise saying like, it's getting bad out there. The world is going to get taken over by computers and AI, and we are all going to have fucking rotted out child brains unless we cling to the things that have made human culture meaningful over the years.
Stunts.
And one of those things is
stunts.
Huge stunts and the movies. And so it like goes beyond just saving the movies. This is a movie about saving human culture itself in the face of AI's takeover. And the thing that I liked about it was how sort of dark and moody and pessimistic it was willing to get before the sort of Tom Cruise Deus Ex Machina. And it actually reminded me weirdly of It's a Wonderful Life, where it's a movie that like gets so dark and pessimistic that like it doesn't really, the Deus Ex Machina at the end when Tom Cruise finally saves the day almost feels sort of like it doesn't compensate for how dark it got. You know, like the darkness and the pessimism is what sticks with me, not the like tacked on hero ending.
That's true.
You know, like because at the end of It's a Wonderful Life, you're like, okay, happy ending, but like Jesus, like oh my God, America is a illusion. You know, it's like the pessimism is what stays with you, and like there is so much in this movie of people being like, this isn't going to work. Like this is actually the impossible. Like it's gotten so impossible, we're not going to be able to fix this. Like it is bad out there.
It's
true. Bad. Everything is bad. It's
bad.
not going to work. You're not going to be able to do it. AI is taking over.
Correct.
Computers are taking
That's
over.
real.
We're all going to kill ourselves because we can't think straight, and we all have rotted out little brains. And like all of that is like mounting. That even when Tom Cruise saves the day, you're kind of like.
Well, he saves the day by like destroying the entire world by turning all the lights off.
Yeah.
And turning all the turning all the
He
internet
pulls
off.
the plug on the internet, essentially.
It rules. Tom Cruise kills the internet at the end of the movie. It rules. Brett, about Tom Cruise, about the you know what's so funny about the AI themes?
Yeah.
They like were weirdly potent in 8, but they're so dormant and stupid in 7, and it's the same themes.
Yeah.
Like in Dead Reckoning, the AI themes feel like a bunch of fucking kids wrote them. In the Final Reckoning, it's like, fuck, AI is gonna fucking kill us all.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why.
Yeah. Unless
maybe because we are more aware that that's gonna happen.
Unless we keep making
Doing
movies,
stunts.
and Tom Cruise keeps making movies, and like it's such a. I was like rooting for the movie, but also terrified by its vision of the world. And that's a great experience. That's an experience I'll sign up for any day of the week at a movie theater. And then also let's talk about these action sequences, because there's two big set pieces in particular. We were talking about one earlier. The submarine sequence is stunning. That's one of the best action sequences and one of the most terrifying action sequences I've ever seen.
Tom Cruise goes out on a submarine to the middle of the Bering Sea, 500 feet down, and then he jumps out of a moving submarine, and then he like torpedoes himself lower despite the tremendous pain and pressure
to find a sunken
submarine, go all the way into the bowels of that one. That one's hanging off a cliff, of course, the sea cliff.
An
and guys,
underwater
the sea cliff is so scary. The ocean is so scary. The ocean is so fucking scary. And Brett, I was sitting front row, center at the City Walk IMAX, which is one of the biggest IMAX theaters in the country, and I was center, and there was nobody ahead of me except this like cavernous sort of stairwell that's like humongous in the screen. And during that scene, it was so big, the ocean, and Tom Cruise was so scary, and the sound was like shaking the top of the theater, and my feet were shaking on the bars, and I thought for a split second I was gonna like turn into water and everyone was gonna like crash into each other, like the movie was gonna come out and like murder us all. It was so scary. It was the coolest feeling ever. I loved it. It scared me so much, and the ship was so big, and like it made me so small and so scared, and there was Tom Cruise, my guy. And
dude,
there he was, being the fucking man, keeping his cool and surviving this whole thing. And he, whatever. Of course he makes it out, and he makes it out in the nick of time. It is fucking scary.
It's so scary.
He makes it out in time.
So scary.
Spoiler alert, city. He makes it out in time. He like rips off his scuba mask because it's getting like pulled down by a nuclear submarine.
And he was told that he would probably not survive with the high-tech scuba gear on,
because it's like negative 1,000 degrees, in the Bering
But he can't
Sea.
Squeeze out through the torpedo tube, which is how he needs to get out of the.
Well, he does with the mask, and then he's like, "I did it, I got out."
Yeah.
But then like the necklace of the mask gets caught on the submarine, and he's like, "Wah!" And he gets pulled down into the ocean, and then he like takes the whole mask off, and then he just swims up 700 feet to the ice-capped Bering Sea, hoping Simon Pegg uses a chainsaw to like cut open some ice.
And there's Haley Atwell to pull him out, and then it all works out.
Oh, so good.
I want to second what you said, Joe, because the other big sequence is like the big airplane biplane sequence that you've seen in all the promotion, and it fucking rules. It's amazing.
Rocks.
The sub is on another level, though. That is one of the best action sequences, set pieces I've ever seen in a movie, because of what you're saying. It was scary. The fear of it is so crucial to the effect of it.
Yeah,
it was so terrifying, and I'm sitting there, and it's a long sequence, and it's so good, and it escalates. I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is just Tom Cruise. There's nothing else. There's no like bad guy, tangible bad guy. There's no like he's not in a big gunfight. This is just 62-year-old Tom Cruise in a submarine at the bottom of the ocean, and it's one of the most compelling sequences I've ever seen in a movie. It was stunning. Easily the high point of the movie. It was so stunning and scary.
I think it is my favorite part, even though the biplane is super duper close second. I don't want to undersell it. What they do on those biplanes is preposterous.
Yeah.
He's going 150 miles per hour on an unmanned biplane spinning around in the sky for real, and then he jumps onto another one, beats the shit out of the guy on that one, saves the world. Fuck, 5 stars.
Right.
No, but look, those two. Here's the problem with the Dead Reckoning, or sorry, what is this? Last Reckoning.
Yeah, how do we rate this movie?
The first hour of it is like it's a Tom Cruise propaganda reel, but it wasn't egregious. I wasn't like,
and he's earned it, and he continues to earn it.
I wasn't like hurry up and get to the movie.
No.
I was sort of happy to be there.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but I can't also, in good faith, tell you this movie is amazing.
Yeah,
it has some of the coolest things I've ever seen in it, so that counts for a lot. I'm going 3 stars. This movie's good.
Yeah,
I'm going 3 stars.
I went with 3.5. I think it's really good, but
Nice.
it's like in between 3 and 3.5. But I'm gonna go really good because for all of the flaws in the movie, and it does have flaws, and it is certainly feeling the weight of like an 8 installment franchise, and it's like lumbering to the finish line. Despite that, everything we just talked about, the themes of the movie, the tone of the movie, Tom Cruise. I also realized like what movie stars are when I was watching this movie, because I was like, Tom Cruise, the reason like movie stars fuel these kind of movies and make cinematic experiences so valuable is they you're holding in your head your entire lifelong memories of what Tom Cruise is. Like that person like holds within him Jerry Maguire and Eyes Wide Shut and Magnolia and Risky Business and the original Top Gun, and like keep the list goes on and on and on.
And it holds his private life.
Yes. Yeah. What?
I mean, his private life.
Yeah,
is also part of it.
Yes, exactly.
Everything.
All of that is like contained in the person. Like movie stars are like memories. They're like your memory of your life in a way.
They keep time.
Yes, they do. Yeah. And it's like and like watching like Tom Cruise have all that history inside him and give this performance that's sort of a testament to that history and the history of him as a movie star. It was like, I've never seen a movie like it sort of like exceed its limitations, or sort of like, despite the flaws, be this good and this compelling. It's kind of like, it's such an interesting watch. It's a very interesting movie. It's not a masterpiece. It's not great.
No.
But I thought despite its flaws, it had so many interesting things going on, and those 2 massive set pieces that were stunning. I'm gonna go 3.5. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
I can't go 3.5 because
no, that's fair.
It just wasn't. I can't go to somebody and go, oh, it was really good.
Yeah.
But I can definitely say something. Oh, it was good, and some of these parts were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, should I go see it in the movie theater?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, but the first hour is going to be boring. Fuck you. Get popcorn, loser. It's not that boring. What do you want to do? Look at your phone? What are you, fucking loser? Go to the bathroom, then sit on the toilet, look at your
honestly,
phone, and then go back in.
Come in like 20 minutes late.
Fuck
You'll be fine. Let's talk. I want to talk about Lilo and Stitch really quick, because
tell me about
this.
it.
I saw this with my family.
Can I
can
set the fucking stage really quickly?
Please set the stage.
Your son Sandy loves Lilo and Stitch. Many people are saying it might be his favorite movie of all time.
Yes, it's one of his favorite movies. I put my thumb on the scale a little bit, but not too much. I really want him to develop his own like movie lexicon and language and have his own movie. I'm not someone who's like, you're gonna love Star Wars or I'm gonna be pissed off, and I'm not paying for college. I'm not going to do that. I want him to have his own movies. I have encouraged him to check out Lilo and Stitch because I feel like it vibes with his personality very well.
You love Lilo and Stitch.
I love Lilo and Stitch.
But your boy turns you on.
I'm a late adopter. I did not watch it until I had a kid, and you're just combing through Disney Plus to get through the day. And I watched it for the first time probably 2 years ago, so I'm a late adopter, and I was blown away by the movie.
I think
it's the best.
You fucking love.
I think it's the best Disney animated movie of all time. I know that's a controversial choice.
I don't know. It seems like the world agrees. $350 million opening weekend.
Let's also appreciate this, because it's not based on some recognizable like fairy tale ever. Like, this is like totally original IP. Yeah. It is like from Chris Sanders, who stays on in this movie doing the voice of Stitch, which is very cool. It's such a weird, scrappy little movie. It's like like the first time I watched it, I was like, this almost feels like a Jim Jarmusch movie, or like there's like it has weird little like
shit.
shut up. I knew you were gonna say
boring
that.
as hell and sucks shit.
No, but it's like it's like almost like Disney's indie movie or something. You know, it's like very scrappy. It's very like out of nowhere. It was such a sleeper hit, but man, does it have fucking charm and authenticity for days, and it's so funny and it's so like lovable, and like, oh my god, Hawaiian roller coaster ride surfing sequence is pure cinema for me. There's like nothing to say. It's literally just like the two sisters in Stitch surfing while they play this great like totally low-key song, and it's just the most relaxed and like just like at ease I've ever been in a movie is watching that sequence.
Lovely.
It's so good.
It's
so good. Okay,
I gotta ask for the people.
Okay, so
high bar. Think of the new one?
High bar. So the new one was directed by Dean Fleischer-Camp. Cool choice. This guy who did Marcel with Shoes On. So a little like indie director getting his big bump up. And you know, like I said, Chris Sanders, who did the original, is still here as the voice of Stitch. We also have Maya Kiloa as Lilo, Cindy Elizabeth Agudong as her sister Nani. Then you got Zach Galifianakis, Billy Magnuson, Hannah Waddingham, Courtney B. Vance. Tia Carrere from the original movie is here, which was cool to see Tia Carrere. So nice cast. There is a lot to like in the Lilo and Stitch live action movie. I thought this was definitely like one of the better Disney live actions, if not the best.
So you a Stitch lover say, okay.
Yes, exactly. And I had a high bar for this. And the big thing is they just got a lot of the main things right. The big thing was they got Stitch right because they just had Chris Sanders do the voice again, and they just had Stitch be Stitch. And he's CGI, so he's not animated, but like they just retained so much of the Stitchness, and that little rascal is the thing that makes the whole movie sing. Oh, he's cracking me up.
Our friend Gabe Lax. Yes. Our friend Gabe, who works with us here at Forever Dog, he said the Lilo and Stitch movie, you know, it was all right, but Stitch is a star.
Yeah, Stitch is a big star.
Stitch is a star.
And that's like really what carried the movie. Is like it kind of, you know, it kind of missed on some things here and there, but because they nailed Stitch, that carried the movie through from start to finish.
It's like Final Reckoning. It's like you got Tom Cruise. He's on a biplane.
Exactly.
How bad could it be?
Everything else is like it was just a movie that like, you know, it was so different from start to finish from Snow White, where they just got so in the fucking
bizarre
vicious circle of that. They just got so lost in that movie, in the marketing of it, in the filming of it. They got so lost. Here they were just like, all we have to do is nail Stitch, and then everything will just fall into place, and they did. They also hit a lot of the big emotional beats pretty well about, you know, family, loyalty, all the kind of themes in the movie were hit pretty well. They definitely relied a little bit more on sentimentality than in the original, so it got a little corny around some of the emotional beats. Whereas what I love about the original is it kind of like it's real emotion. It's not like sentimental emotion. It just has that real authentic emotion. So there's a little more sentimental. But like overall, I thought this was definitely one of the better, you know, if not the best live action Disney movie. And it was the only one that I've seen that like really actually tried to like match the rhythms of animation. You know, it tried to really have that hyperkinetic sort of Disney animated like pacing to it. But the downside of all of this is that in trying to do that, they just reinforced what is the big limitation of the live action movies, which is they are pale imitations of the animated originals. They are, you know, obviously just sort of fan service IP plays, you know, like guaranteed money. So of course they're going to do them. But the limitations artistically are that they, you know, these Disney animated movies have that very signature hyperkinetic animated style. Like, how are you going to translate Beauty and the Beast and like Kiss the Girl into like live action? It's like a fool's errand, you know. And I don't mean financially because they made so much money, Lion King, etc. But just artistically, these movies are a fool's errand. And like as much as I thought Lilo and Stitch was the best of the bunch, it still ultimately sort of reinforced that point of just like, you're not getting it. You're not finding the magic of the original, and you're kind of not able to because it's live action.
Because you have to do the original.
It's
almost like in order to find that magic again, you have to destroy the original and be your own thing.
Yes.
And these live action remakes aren't allowed to do that. The whole point is to be a really close version of the original.
Exactly.
So you're never going to produce a new original magic.
That's it. They have to stay close to the original because they're fan service plays, you know, so they're can't piss off the fans.
Retellings that are bringing their own twists.
They're not allowed to be like, okay, how do we do this as a live action? It's like, no, you're just recreating the cartoon as that's all you have to do. That's all you can do.
Understood. Business-wise, understood.
Yes. Yeah. I get it. It's just like, man, artistically, this whole mission has been
it's a popularized mission. DreamWorks has How to Train Your Dragon coming out now this summer.
They're catching on.
It's you know, these forever. These forever.
So look, it's definitely not the 5-star masterpiece that the original is, but like all said and done, I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was good.
Okay.
I thought it was good.
Okay,
I thought
you're
it
not
was
a
good.
hater.
No, I'm not a hater. I thought it was good. It had a lot of the spirit of the original, which is
Lilo?
kind of all you can ask. Lilo was great.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was like, that's the thing is like every aspect of the movie, I was like, that's probably as good as you could have done that. You're just the only limitation is the actual structural limitation of a live action Disney movie. But like every choice in Lilo and Stitch, I was like, that's basically as good as you can do that.
Did Sandy like it?
He loved it. He wore his Stitch costume.
Oh, so he was popular. People were like,
people were loving him. Yeah, but he was not alone. There was like this was like fucking Phantom Menace day one.
Okay.
Like there was like Lilo. Like I think I don't know if I'm right on this, but like I feel like particularly in LA, like you see Stitch stuff everywhere all over the city. And if that's the same for your city, then it's just true nationwide. But like it wasn't until I got to LA that I was like, Stitch is like, it's like Kobe Bryant, Nipsey Hussle, and Stitch is like the LA's like Mount Rushmore. Like Stitch is everywhere,
Murals, right?
everywhere all over the city. And so, yeah, people were coming out dressed in costume. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. All right, Joe, next week on the show, the hits keep on coming because we've got this was a big budget weekend. Next weekend we get an indie weekend, a fun indie weekend. We have to watch the new Wes Anderson movie, The Phoenician Scheme. Please, can it be just like
Please be good.
Please, can it be just good? Can it just be good?
I'll give you 3 words that'll make you feel a lot better. Benicio del Toro.
Thank you. Yeah,
and at least
that's a great
look at him in that pool.
Come on.
Like at least that.
Come on.
I'm talking myself up though because I don't want to watch a Wes Anderson this week.
Every time I watch the trailer for Phoenician Scheme, like I'm like, how did we get here? How did Wes Anderson get here?
It's because these.
How did he get in this like weird corner?
It's because these people keep fucking saying it's good.
Yeah.
And actually, there is. Look, we'll talk about Wes next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about Wes
there
next
is
week. We'll
something
talk
I
about Wes
like
next
about
week.
the discipline.
Yes,
but blah blah blah. We'll do it next week.
Here's what I'm gonna
next week.
Let's clean the slate and let's just be. We're gonna be honest about Wes next week. I have just a lot of baggage of like going from like I had a poster of Rushmore in my college dorm room. That was like the best movie I'd ever seen when I was that age. I loved Rushmore, and I've just had this like long falling out of love to the point where I don't even watch the movies anymore.
I think that a part that we're gonna have to deal with and be honest about is he's a victim of his own success.
Yeah.
If he didn't get so much love, if he wasn't sort of like picked as pointed to as what indie filmmaking is and looks like in America nowadays, maybe we'd be nicer. But I don't think so because emotionally, I've been lacking from the past couple Wes's. Now, Wes has made some fantastic movies, made some tough movies. We'll see. Phoenician Scheme.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's it. It's like he just got so clinical and so like he just
which is kind of cool.
He became such a curator, but it doesn't work. But the thing is, like that wasn't a weakness with him. Like Rushmore to me, I don't. You might disagree with this a little bit, but Rushmore to me is full of authentic emotion, despite the Wes or I understand. Because of the with the Wes Andersonness of it. Bottle Rocket, Royal Tenenbaums. Like there's lots of real emotion. Like it's like that wasn't your weakness. I don't know why you thought you had to sort of like and maybe he thinks he has not turned away from emotion. He's just sort of refined it and sort of stylized it. But to me, the movies have just felt increasingly like museum pieces and less sort of resonant.
Yeah, I didn't like Asteroid City. Yeah. I loved The French Dispatch, though. Top 3 Anderson.
Wow. Okay. All right. We'll talk about this next week. And then, all right. Fuck,
who cares? Because
the movie.
This I care.
Yes, the movie I'm very excited is Bring Her Back from the Filippo Bros.
I'm scared.
These like Australian YouTubers
These fucking
who
Australian
out of nowhere
bros
are horror auteurs of the highest level.
I saw a video with them. It's the same thing that looked at their first movie, Talk to Me. I saw a video with them then too. It's just 2 fucking guys who seem nice and cool or whatever, but they seem like 2 guys that you just like meet at the room across from you in college. Like apparently those 2 guys though are geniuses.
I can't believe and if you haven't seen Talk to Me, I would watch that before you see Bring Her Back. Talk to Me is one of the best horror movies of the last 5 years. It's just like, and these movies are. And based on the trailer, I think this one will be too scary. Like, they are scary horror movies. People don't know how to make scary horror movies anymore. These are scary horror movies.
Good.
And I hope, well, look, I haven't seen Bring Her Back, but like the trailer is just scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And so I cannot wait for this. We'll talk all about the Filippo Bros. I want to do a full Filippo Bros deep dive. You have to go back and watch their YouTube videos because their YouTube videos are literally like, what if Iron Man was a hot dog vendor?
That's awesome.
And it's like, and then these guys are making fucking The Shining. Unbelievable.
What if Iron Man was a hot dog vendor?
Unbelievable. I mean, great premise.
Yeah,
and then next week, Weekend at Bergman's is back, baby. As promised, our bonus show. our hit bonus show where we watch an art house movie and a popcorn movie that share a theme and then have to say which one we like better, and there's high stakes, etc., etc. Next weekend, baby, Adventures in the Jungle. It is Romancing the Stone. Robert Zemeckis' Romancing the Stone,
good movie.
which I love.
Me too.
Versus Werner Herzog's Fitzcarraldo with Klaus Kinski, which I also love.
And, you know, Fitzcarraldo has so much movie lore around it.
Yeah.
Let's divorce ourselves from that
Yes.
and just go. And so, you know, and Romancing the Stone has a lot of fun Hollywood stories too. Divorcing, let's just do we're watching the movies.
I agree.
We're going to rate the movies.
I agree.
We're not rating the lore.
I might rewatch My Best Fiend, though, the documentary. Just to
I will certainly be rewatching My Last Fiend. because
But
it's
we
the
will
best.
not
But
include
that's
it in
not
our
one of the movies.
considerations. No,
That doesn't count.
No.
What did they get? Because I just want to, like, Fitzcarraldo's a great movie, but like Romancing the Stone is an amazing movie with great Kathleen
really
Turner
is.
performance that I fucking love.
Yes.
So let's all show some respect, okay?
When Michael Douglas like gets high off all that weed.
Yeah, I know that part.
That's what I call a campfire.
Yep, that was actually really, really, really spot on. So if you like that, you're gonna like.
Maybe my
Romancing
favorite
the
line
Stone.
in movie history is when Michael Douglas, who I'm like, have you smoked weed before? What do you think happens?
Now that's what I call a campfire.
He smoked weed before. Don't worry.
No, I'm
dude.
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, he
it's just a
knows.
very weird. It's like Jack Nicholson's Joker all of a sudden.
Well,
great
that was,
movie.
Look,
Great
I'll tell you
movie.
what, that was fun. But you know what's going to be just as fun?
Oh,
if not
Joe.
even a little
Oh,
more
Joe.
ribald,
Oh, Joe.
violent. We got to rank Mission Impossibles. So come on over to the Patreon.
Don't miss this.
It's $5. Who cares about $5? Nobody.
10 for the video.
It's just $10. That's a lot, but thank you. So you come, you enjoy, you watch, and we talk and we rank the Mission Impossible.
And we are committed to, we have to kind of follow, as we get more subscribers and more revenue coming in, we can do more stuff. But we are committed to scaling this thing as the Patreon grows. So the more subscribers we get, that's what is enabling us to do, now these special YouTube videos that are kind of separate from the show, and have their own. I'm going to be trying to do, more of those videos. So we are committed to. We're not just going to sit here like Scrooge McDuck with our vault of cash. We're going to. As the subscribers come in, the show will expand. Movies Baby Universe will expand.
I love that.
So if you like what we're doing here,
I love
support it
that.
on Patreon. That helps us to grow this thing, scale this thing, baby, to infinity and beyond. We'll see you on the Patreon. Bye.